Good morning, friends. Morning face, having a coffee, just getting my day going. I just wanted to come on and say hello, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend, or whenever you're watching this, you're having a wonderful time. And I wanted to talk about our worthiness, our worthiness of love. So many of us struggle with that in our life, and we feel unworthy, not just of love, but just of everything that comes into our life. And so we subconsciously push it away. Do you feel you're worthy of this greatness in your life? Do you feel that you're worthy of having somebody else unconditionally love you? Do you unconditionally love yourself? And, doing affirmations, saying like listening to mantras, meditating on that is great, but if we can't get to the root of that subconscious block that's created that belief in your life where you feel that you're unworthy, things are not going to shift. It's such a beautiful thing when you can start to catch yourself when you have those thoughts of unworthiness, or you're pushing people away because you don't feel worthy of love. And on the flip side of that, we also need to realize somebody else's reaction to us has nothing to do with us. Well, unless you're being a jerk, right? Because a lot of the time we can subconsciously push people away or consciously push people away through our behavioral patterns, right? Somebody else's reaction to you, if you're coming from if you're coming from an integral place, has so much to do with them. And that will trigger the shadows in them. When people feel so triggered and they go into that animal brain state, they may feel like they're backed into a corner. They may feel like this is too good to be true, I gotta run. Or maybe in your life you felt that way, where you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting, things are going really well, and you're like, okay, well, I know how this works in your mind, because in the past things go well and then they go really bad. And if we continue to work through those patterns and like consciously and subconsciously rewrite them, we can shift what we bring into our life. Even if you've had something not good go on, in a relationship, or in, a friendship, or in just in life, even in interaction with your children or your family, you have that choice to either sink into the hole and be in despair and think the worst possible scenario, or you have the chance to give yourself that little more love and surrender to what's going on. Ask yourself, how can I shift this going into the future? What can I do to change this? And I'm not saying stay in relationships or friendships or stay in places that are unhealthy for you, but we always have to ask ourselves, what is the highest, best outcome that can come with that? I see so many people who do really well, and then they get back into that negative thinking pattern where it's like, well, this isn't going to go good because in the past it didn't go good. This is not going to go good because from my belief and what I've lived through in my life, things always go shitty. If you think that, you're going to create that. And I know it sounds so cliche, but you have the chance to surrender. Cry out those feelings, journal them out, go do something, feel them. Don't push them away. Feel them. That's the thing. A lot of us will, I know for me, I used to push things down and ignore them. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore the flags that are waving in your face, but feel through them and be like, feel into your heart. Your heart will never lie to you. Does your heart feel like prickly when you're asking yourself the question? Does it feel like it's like congested, or does it feel open? Do you feel loving in that situation? Ask yourself, am I acting from the highest place of compassion? Am I acting from my higher self in a space of pure love? Or am I acting out of beliefs? Am I acting out of my primal brain that wants me to, freeze or fight or run away? I used to love to run away from things, whether in my head, a lot of people who struggle with dependencies, alcohol and drug, that's their running away from their pain. And not saying that there's not a time and a place, because everybody's exactly where they need to be. Sometimes we can't process it because we're not in a place where it's safe to process it. But we need to learn and process things moment by moment. And even if you're in a place that you're highly electrically charged, you're mentally charged, take that time out, regroup yourself, rebalance yourself, and pull yourself back into a place of alignment where you can process through it, where you can see things for what they are. It's like that higher consciousness. Really, all higher consciousness is being able to see things from a higher, broader perspective, not just your ego mind perspective. Understanding why other people are doing things the way they are. Where's their state of consciousness? Where are they feeling right now? What are they like? What is going on with the group or them, versus what's going on with me, and understand and take a step back. And it's harder sometimes because we want to control things. Innately as humans, our ego wants to control things because we want the answers now. And what Spirit says is, no, you can't have the answers right now. Sometimes you need to surrender and feel through so the answers can actually be presented to you, because our ego doesn't know the answers. Our higher self knows the guidance to get to where we need to be. And letting go of that control is truly powerful. I know it's difficult because we've been so conditioned to control. We've been so conditioned to have to know the next step through everything. Our logical mind wants to plan everything out. And then as soon as things don't feel right, we give up or we run away because it's like, nope, this isn't the plan. The how is not up to us. Set that intention. What do you want to do? What do you want to bring into your life? What do you want to feel in your life? How do you want to feel? And then act accordingly to get there. If you want to have beauty and grace and love and compassion, ask yourself, are you acting out of those spaces? Because if you're not acting out of those spaces, you're not going to make space to attract that in, and not vilifying anybody. Forgive yourself for those times that you have stumbled and fallen, and move forward. It's a beautiful paradox. We live in this world where it's like everything is a mirror. And even in those hardest times, we have the choice in every moment where we want to go, what we want to do, how we want to react. Can you do it? Can you bring your nervous system down and not act up to somebody else, losing their stuff? It's, when people act out of anger or they shut down, they're just looking, it's that energy grab. I actually posted a really great visual just after we're done this, go look. And it has a really great write-up about energy, like the different energies and how there are these give and take, and like children questioning things, or people who are that interrogator. That's just them trying to get energy from you. Don't allow it. And you know what? You can answer their questions calmly, and then that a lot of the time will just diffuse things. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Anyway, I could babble on forever. I love you all so much. I'm super looking forward to the grounding meditation today. It's going to be so great. We're heading into eclipse season again. We're in Libra season, the Libra moon season, and it's beautiful, and it's all about balance. And without grounding, there is no balance, because it's balancing the higher realms and the earthly realms, and that's what we're all about. So we'll go through that. I'll channel something really awesome, because I always do. And it's going to be great. And if you're looking for a little more guidance in your life, a little more grounding, what I've spoken about today, the 555 portal, Shift in Consciousness, Living an Empowered Life course starts on the 17th of October. It's all about this. This is what I teach. It's like how to come into your now, how to dig out, dig these triggers out, how to actually feel them instead of acting out of them. It's so powerful when we can get to that space and not live in a subconscious negative cycle. It's hard, but it's worth it. The work is worth it. And then we can really tune into our gifts, when you can really tune into your higher self and feel, sense and know exactly what's going on, and be able to live through that instead of triggers. It's powerful when you can flow. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can send you the link for that. Comment below. And I love you. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's sunny. It's sunny here. You can't really see out my window because the sun's shining in. And I'll see some of you later today. Have a beautiful Sunday.